Lucite, the final frontier. Many men, when surveyed and said, lucite or transparent acrylic, if you think of your favorite things in them or hobbies you have that may involve them, most of which might think of, how do I put this delicately? Single mothers wearing shoes made of the material who earn their living collecting bills of small denomination off of the floor of random stages, right? When I think of that, maybe with goldfish in the heels though. So the other one would be 70s style, big old crazy heels with a goldfish living in the heel. Not so much a guitar. But alas, that's what I have right here. Hey boys and girls, I'm Nick in the States, and this is a Bad Cat AC230, if you can see it. It's right here in front of me, I swear. Really, it's been a while. My brain's gone a little bit crazy. But yeah, this is an acrylic or Lexan style guitar in the Dan Armstrong vein of the 1970s. Except this is available on Amazon from our friends at Bad Cat. In honor of true transparency, they actually shipped me this guitar to do a review for, and that's why I'm sitting here today and going to talk through this. Link is down below if you're interested in one of these. Now, obviously, clear body, done to a really nice standard, very smooth, no weird scratches, dings, anything. They would show. It hides nothing. Has a custom black humbucker. Has a hardtail Strat or Telecaster style bridge. It's a Strat hardtail bridge. Has a woodenish pickguard, single volume, single tone, and a three-way switch, which we'll investigate later to figure out what's that doing. If I peek at the back, I have no idea what it's switching between. It's not like there's a bunch of capacitors hanging off the back of there that have different tones. So yeah, I don't know what the three-way switch is doing other than just hanging out. Maybe you're feeling like you're up to one day. Maybe you're feeling like you're down one day. I don't know. Maybe there's tones. We'll find that part out. 25.5-inch scale, 24 fret neck. It's a rosewood fretboard on a maple back with a little scarf joint there. It's really like a soft C, so it's not a very big neck, huge around, but it has a nicely rolled fretboard and no fret ouchies. And this has been in my house for probably 3 weeks at this point. And still, no fret ouchies, which is really good. Has perfectly adequate sized dots. They're not big and showy, they're not huge and lace, but they're nice little dots there just to casually inform you what fret you might be on if you get lost. Has Bad Cat labeled tuners, 18-to-1. They're actually very smooth. I was actually rather impressed with them. And a rosewood veneered headstock. Now the headstock is actually kind of interesting. I have headstock opinions much of the time, and I like Agile's headstock. I think looks like Gumby. Don't like it. I don't like a lot of like beaky Strat or Telecaster headstocks for the most part, but this one kind of works, especially on such a strange, fun guitar. I keep having to move it to make sure that you can see it and it isn't just disappearing into the ether. So yeah, it's a really cool headstock, and I think the overlay on the headstock and the pickguard, and then just even the neck on the guitar really bring everything together nicely. I like it. Ooh, and you can see right through it. Remember when the Red Hot Chili Peppers went on tour sometime around Blood, Sugar, Sex, Magic, and they were either naked or they had socks? This wouldn't have protected anybody's modesty at all. And maybe, depending on what you're into, that's a good or a bad thing. You're free to have whatever opinions that you desire. With that said, overall, very, very cool guitar. Impressive fit and finish out of the thing. Aside from a very clicky three-way switch that, once again, we don't know what it does. Overall, it's really impressive. They go for about $330, $340 on Amazon. Does have the cool little Bad Cat cap and the Bad Cat logo there. Very, very, very interesting. So, now that I've talked a lot about this, let us play a little bit of tones and have that play a little, talk a little, play a little, talk a little until we get to a conclusion at the end, shall we? It actually has a rather nice playing pickup. I don't mind it at all, really. It has all those little humbuckery growls, bridge pickup-y things that really you're going to look for if you're just going to grab this thing and rock out, right? I am not sure of the tonal qualities of acrylic. People argue about, oh my god, is Asian mahogany not as vibrant as African mahogany? Is Brazilian rosewood versus whatever, maple, hard maple, eastern maple, poplar, basswood, acrylic. Let's throw that into the tone wood debate, shall we? Anyway, I've digressed. Let's get back to the guitar. Here we're going to roll off the tone a little in the volume and see if we can kind of approximate a neck tone. Let's see. Actually, that was nicer than I expected. See some more stuff. That actually has a lot of little soul to it. And that's just rolling off the volume, rolling off the tone on a lightly pushed amp. Let's get her angry, though. How about we get her angry? All right, let's bring the volume and the tone back in. A little dark through some of that, and some of that's the amp tone. Could probably be a little bit brighter, but she still rips. She's got a visceral. She's not limp. She's strong. Kind of nice. And it's a she. Well, if it's a she, she's wearing transparent clothing, which a younger version of me, young guy, would have been an attractive thing. I'll just leave it at that. Let's go a little bit more metal. So what surprises me about this is it plays all the kind of gritty, drivey stuff that you can throw at it. It's a pretty noise-free pickup, so for high gain things, I feel like it was pretty tight for it all. I was surprised at how nice I could get it to clean up and to play clean tones and play those necky kind of things with a little bit more syrupy with a single pickup guitar. Now this shouldn't be a surprise because for a long time, I know I talked about my DC Junior from Harley Benton or my Les Paul Junior or my SG Junior. Talking about each of those guitars, the thing that always comes back up is a single pickup guitar. There's some sort of magic with it, that some of it's necessity and some of it is only having one magnetic mass at this location on the guitar. A lot of people conject that it makes the strings have more vibration and more life when they get here because they're not traversing a magnet up here, which would dull some of the vibration. Logically speaking, I guess it makes sense. So that's the theory there anyway. But what I've just found is it allows you with just roll the volume and roll the tone off a bit, and you get these really nice tones that I don't know that I would have sought out on a bridge pickup had I had a neck pickup in the guitar that I was playing. So it makes it very, very flexible. The one last little thing we're going to do before we go here is we're going to attempt to figure out if the three-way switch is doing anything. So let's try it maybe very gainy, and we'll see with the gainy setting if there's any difference. Let's try this now. Nope, nothing. Unless you heard it. I actually was really nervous there because I realized I'd played the entire demo in the neck position of the switch, and that perhaps all of my tones were going to be weird and I'd have to re-record the whole video. Nope, nothing. So this is really something that you can fiddle if maybe you're nervous on stage and just want to go nutty with it. Something like that. Final thoughts on the AC230 from our friends at Bad Cat. It's a $340 acrylic Lucite transparent plastic guitar. It's a very specific audience, right? But it's very different. And if you pull this out in your set or have it on the wall hanging or whatever, it's going to set itself apart from the other guitars in your collection. It is substantially heavy. You know, it just is. It's over 10 pounds, if not spot on 10 pounds, I think, with this one sitting here. But it has a very, very comfortable, playable neck. Out of the box, it had nothing wrong with it. Everything works. There's not a really lot to break. I can tell you the solder joints look clean. They are the mini pots that you see sometimes with inexpensive Chinese things. But all of that could be swapped if you fell in love with this, and it's pretty easy to get in there and do whatever you may want to do. So, all in all, I dig this. My friend Jeremy Hartwell, Mr. Hartrock on the Instagrams, is a really great guitarist, really cool guy. We'll see him on the channel soon. He came by the other night to try out this and to try out, it was a Les Paul that I had out of a little Marshall combo in my driveway, which is how we hang out these days. I expected the Les Paul. Actually, I think it was my Telecaster. It was this guy, Yellow Telly. It was kind of try out those guitars, and I expected him to be blown away by that, and this to be like, and he was like, he loved that too, but he's like, this is special. Like, this is not what I expected at all from a, relatively lesser known Chinese brand thing. And so, and the other great thing about these, there's only a few left, I think, on Amazon right now, is it's Amazon, return policy, all those sort of buyer protection stuff is all there. Anytime you're buying from a lesser brand, those protections really go a long way. With all of that saying, I've been Nick in the States. It's been fun popping back in, sharing this with you today, and hope to talk to you again more soon. Thanks for coming by and sharing my issues with me. Take care.